the Patriots offseason, just forget about the free agency period. They traded with the Raiders to bring in Trent Brown. They re-signed Cam Newton. They also, I believe, they brought back Kyle Van Noy. Mm-hmm. They put a tender on J.C. Jackson.
Needed to do.
And now talking about the free agency signings, bringing in Jonnu Smith, Matt Judon, Jalen Mills, Nelson Aguilar, Henry Anderson, Hunter Henry, Ted Karras, who they're going to lose David Andrews. So Ted Karras, who was a Patriot before, is going back there. And Davon Gochow. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Uh-huh. It's like Gochow, something like that. But, I mean, they had a really good offseason. They needed to bring in offensive talent. And instead of going receiver heavy, because, people wanted them to get a Galladay or one of these better receivers. Instead, they got two of the best tight ends in the market. And they got Kendrick Bourne. Mm. So, I think they wanted to bring in tight ends and make that tight end group again. Yeah, and Nelson Aguilar. So, last time Josh McDaniels had two tight ends that were really good was in 2012. The Patriots had the best offense in the league that year.
Who was their quarterback, though?
It was Tom Brady.
Hey, let's respect Cam Newton. Let's respect him. He didn't have an
also, let's respect Aaron Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski.
That's a fact.
Oh, yeah,
they were 100%.
Great. But these are obviously poor men's Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez. But we're still acknowledging it because they were the Patriots and they're about to be in the 2020
But Jonnu
Patriots.
Smith and Hunter Henry are really good. And I think Jonnu Smith, he has a lot of potential. In Tennessee, I don't think he was used properly. I think they used him as a run blocker. When they wanted to make a splash play, they would go to him. Mm-hmm. But with the Patriots, he's going to be a guy that they consistently look for.
Okay.
And I think Cam Newton loves his tight ends. He loved Greg Olsen in Carolina. This offense is going to be pretty good, and their defense is going to be even better. Patrick Chung retired, but Kyle Duggar, their rookie last year, played really well. Mm-hmm.
So I think they pick up Jalen Mills. I mean, Jalen Mills didn't play that well.
Do they have guys coming back from the COVID? I know a couple guys sat out.
Dante Hightower. Yeah, Pro Bowl linebacker. So, I mean, all around, I think this offseason was an A+ for the Patriots. You can say they overpaid for some of these guys.
Like who would you say?
Jonnu Smith. Like $12+ million a year for Jonnu Smith.
Yeah, that's pretty high, especially with the fact that they got Hunter Henry too. But I was surprised when they signed Hunter Henry after the Jonnu news
dropped.
I
was too. I mean, I think they overpaid some guys, but you got to do that to win. They had a bunch of cap space, and they went out and spent.
Because when I was first looking at this, I felt like they really didn't overpay for anyone. But you know what? Jonnu Smith, you could say that they might have overpaid for him. I'm a big fan of Kendrick Bourne. I mean, Kendrick Bourne, when he was on the Niners, Jimmy Garoppolo really wasn't slinging the ball too much, or I wouldn't say too well. And Kendrick Bourne's one of those guys that really could surprise you in this offense, especially if they're going to be running an RPO. I like Nelson Aguilar. The season that he had last season with the Raiders definitely, makes me a little bit more confident with him playing with Cam. I love the Cam signing. I mean, it's low risk, high reward. I mean, it's a 1-year deal. 13.6 with the market of quarterbacks right now. That's on the back. I mean, they probably could have brought in a guy like Jameis, but I personally would definitely take Cam Newton still. He has something to prove still. So why wouldn't you bring him back, especially when he didn't have an offseason? He got COVID middle of the season, so that kind of messed up the whole groove that he was in. And he started that season last season hot. That offense is definitely going to be new and revamped. The only thing that worries me is the running back group. Is Sony Michel really going to be that guy? Is James White going to is he coming back? Are they going to trade him? I've been hearing some rumors about that. I heard Leonard Fournette's a possibility to come into the staff.
Damian Harris didn't play too bad.
That's true. Damian Harris definitely did play well, but I do like bringing back Van Noy. The fact that they got him for the deal that they did. I mean, 2 years, $6 million a year. He was huge for them.
Funny how that went.
For real. I was surprised when Miami dropped him. I mean, I understand there was going to be a bunch of big-time drops because of the cap hit this season, but for him to go back to New England, I mean, this defense is about to be right back to 2019 defense.
Yeah, it is.
You got Judon. You got him to pair with Dante Hightower and Rob Ninkovich. You add Van Noy into that swing, too. I'm pretty sure they picked up the Henry Anderson pickup is iffy just because he was questionable on the Jets last season, but he definitely played well in 2019. I mean, you just add extra pressure on that defense, you really can never complain. I like what the Patriots did. I gave them an A. I gave them an A+ at first, but thinking about it, you lose Andrews, you lose Joe Thuney, and I know you get two offensive linemen back, but you're losing the better of the offensive linemen that you gained. So I think I'm going to stick with A. I don't think that's disrespectful at all. I mean, you're still giving them an A, but I like where New England's headed this season.
I think I give them an A. That's
respect.
Yeah, you got to give them an A for everything they did.
For sure.
They definitely put on the show. But the thing with all these signs, like it's really gonna just come down to Cam Newton. And if like I know, did you guys watch his interview with Chad Ochocinco?
Nah, if you haven't watched it, you gotta tune
watch
in.
it. But he was talking about how he missed a lot of time. He had to come in out of shape. So it's definitely understandable why he played that bad. So this year is gonna be a revenge year. He has all the weapons. You know, he has slots. He has tight ends. So it's gonna be interesting to see. But for the signings, just for the signings alone, you had to give it an A because they put out all that money and they brought in all these weapons, so it's gonna be good for them.
See, I don't agree with one of the points that you made. I don't think Cam Newton played bad last season.
I don't think so either.
I don't think he played bad.
I thought he played pretty bad.
I don't think he played bad. I mean, if you are on Twitter all day scrolling, you know they're always gonna highlight some of the bad throws he made, but all around he had 20 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. He had an 80 quarterback rating. That's not bad considering the talent that he had on offense and that he was working with. And I just want to correct you on one of your points. You mentioned Rob Ninkovich. Yeah, he's retired. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Did he retire this season?
Nah, he's been retired.
Oh, man.
Nah, but for real.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Regardless, you still got Judon.
Yeah.
You got Dante Hightower.
So Judon
and Van Noy.
Yeah. So Judon, Van Noy, Henry Anderson. He's like solid. You know, I seen him with the Jets. They overpaid for him, but he was pretty good. I mean, I think this defense, you're right. They're going to be right back in the thick of things. Stephon Gilmore, if they don't trade him, J.C. Jackson.
Yeah, that secondary is
crazy. They're going to have a great secondary.
Nah, JC's a dog. Gilmore's a dog. You still got McCourty. Is Jason McCourty still on the squad too? I'm almost positive he's still on this. That secondary is amazing.
Yes.
That's
Jonathan Jones is still there too, right?
I think Jason McCourty's a free agent.
Okay.
Devin is still there though. But
Devin's probably a for lifer at this point.
Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne, and we're forgetting about Julian Edelman. Julian Edelman is still going to be there. And yes, they lost Joe Thuney, which he is one of the better guards in the NFL. But to be fair, this is going to be their offensive line next season. At tackle, Trent Brown and Isaiah Wynn. At guard, Shaq Mason, who's a really good guard. And last year, they had one of the highest rated rookies at guard in Michael Onwenu. So they're going to have a good offensive line still. Ted Carrs is coming back as well. So their offensive line is going to be really good still. It's not going to be god awful. It's not going to be average. I think it's going to be really good. So having Trent Brown back,
for a fifth
and
rounder.
Michael Onwenu, who was one of the better rookies last season. I mean, Joe Thuney can walk at that point. I think the decision to let Joe Thuney go was much easier for them to do because Michael Onwenu stepped up last season.
For sure.
And he was not supposed to do that, but him being that good made the decision to let him go that much easier.
And getting Trent Brown for a fifth-round pick, I mean, for what the cost was initially to keep him was definitely way too high. And now you get him back for a fifth-rounder, which is a joke. I mean, and he's proven to be an amazing tackle with them already. I love that pickup. And I like the re-signing of Ted Karras because the same thing. He had history with the Pats where he was proven to be very efficient for them. So I really can't complain. But like I said, losing Thuney hurts. So I can't give him an A+ just because they take a hit on O-line, especially if they want to be a run offense.